I believe it was last month that I attended a Christopher Hitchens debate locally. Hitchens has been here in the southern United States more recently. If you don't know who Christopher Hitchens is, just Google him. He's pretty well known. He's an atheist journalist. I went to see him once in Alabama and once here in Mississippi. About a 15-minute drive from where I live. Actually, it was pretty convenient for me. So I attended the debate and sat on the second row to listen to Hitchens and his uh, opponent, Dinesh D'Souza. I was actually the first person to ask a question when they did the questioning session. They did the traditional two microphones, people come up and ask their questions. So I got a question, and I decided that, in that video, which was uploaded on here on YouTube later, a video of the whole debate, um, or several videos, and I pretty much didn't get a chance to respond at the actual debate because here are the rules for the debate. You ask a somewhat brief question. You question one of the debaters up there, and you don't get a second question. You get an answer, and that's it. So let's say you ask a question, and the person, you're the debater, kind of dodges it or whatever. You don't get to point that out. You don't get to pin them with a second question. You don't get to respond in any way. So if you ask a question and they have some wordy, intelligent response that doesn't actually address the question, it's more of a political or a politician-esque dodge of the question. You don't get a second chance. So this is kind of what happened in this situation, and I wanted to play this clip for you. Don't know if you can hear it very well, but here is me questioning Dinesh D'Souza, the opponent of Christopher Hitchens. I kind of butchered the question, but here goes.
This is a question for Dinesh. You mentioned the universal constants of physics about the improbability for our universe sustaining life. However, I want to know your response to this. Einstein said God does not play dice, which is you're saying you're postulating an improbable universe with no denominator. In other words, it might not have been any other way. There may be no other possibilities for universes. So what's your response to that?
Okay, let me give you a little history for this question. Dinesh D'Souza is, he used a lot of classic religious defenses to kind of, I guess the position would be to prove God's existence or whatever. One of the things he used was the classic improbable world / improbable universe concept, I guess. And it goes something like this. We live on a world, a planet, where if it was, so far away from the sun, we would either freeze or burn up, and blah blah blah. This situation and this standard allowed life to arise, and then, that one's pretty easily refutable if you have any knowledge of the cosmological anthropic principle. It's pretty easily refuted. Then, the universal thing, he says, and Dinesh used this, that the universe is fine-tuned. The laws, the physical constants are fine-tuned so that the laws of physics allow for life to arise. And that's a pretty silly argument. And the reason is pretty simple. It's because we have no idea of the other possibilities, if any, regarding those physical constants. They stated, I believe someone once said there were 6 physical constants that implied a tuner for the universe. But as I said in the question, there is no denominator for such a concept. There's no set of possibilities that we have. Well, there's a possibility of 1,000 physical constants, and we happen to get the exact 6 in the exact order and the exact grouping that produce life. Who says there's any other possibility? And I try to say that with the God does not play dice comment. And I think that was really my error, because Dinesh went on to go on a tangent about Einstein and quantum physics, which doesn't address my question at all. He just tried to say it to look smart by giving a history of Einstein and quantum physics. First off, quantum physics has nothing to do with my question whatsoever. Um, because quantum physics has nothing to say about the laws of physics being constants in the universe. And so many ways this is disproven. I just want to give you some examples. Um, all right, let's say that there's multiverses out there. There are multiple universes. There are multiple possibilities for the physical constants. How many chances are there? How many universes are there? You know, it's not really playing the odds when you have so many chances. Let's say you win the lottery. Wow, that's pretty odd, but someone had to win the lottery. But let's say you played the lottery, you know, a million times and you won once. That's not really a fantastic accomplishment. Let's say you had a 1 in a million chance of winning. Well, therefore, the law of probability states that you should have won by now anyways. So it's not really surprising, is what I'm trying to get at. And you know, if there's infinite possibilities or infinite universes or infinite whatever, or at least a very large number that's almost inconceivable by humans, then it's not an impressive concept that we happen to live in a universe where the laws of physics support life. And we don't have a denominator to measure that against. So to say it's improbable, we could say, hey, it seems improbable from what we know, or we could take a more reasonable position and say we don't know if it could be any other way anyways. We can't know that, so who cares? The only reason you're bringing that up is to try to sound like, you know, God, the most improbable creature of them all, is the only thing that could have been responsible for the universe we live in. And that's a position that's easily refuted. You know, and that's something I didn't get a chance to say at the debate. And I kind of butchered that question. I was really nervous standing up there, being the first person to talk. And I wish I was able to say what I just said now and, you know, have him weasel his way out of that one. But I didn't. But, yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to kind of clarify that.